This video contains strong language not suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, when last time we all hung out together, about a week ago, welcome to this week's episode of 7 White Dudes and possibly a lady when she gets here.
Whoa, there's a lady behind you.
That's my lady. If I convince my lady to play an RPG, it'll be the best day ever. So last week, y'all woke up at the inn that you were sleeping at. Who remembers the name of the inn?
Oh, I wrote it down.
Did you?
Maybe.
I wrote down a lot of things. I know the in person was Adam.
Man, I wrote down the names. I didn't write down the name of the inn.
Anyone who gets it gets a point of inspiration.
Didn't start with a T.
Ego.
Do I count?
It was the leaky tap.
It was not the leaky tap.
Not the leaky tap?
It's the inn.
It was
The
it leaky
inn.
something.
What do you think it is, Mike?
It's the inn.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's a popular dance move.
Shake it up, baby, now.
Is it the WAP?
No.
I need 66 thieving for
It is not
curses
the
on Rooster. I also need 35 construction. Does that help?
No.
Oh.
So y'all are staying at the Twist and Shout.
I'll write that down now.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm calling it the WAP.
you could talk to Adam when you get back about a name change, and he might take it under consideration. The Twist and Shout is going out of style. He would also take the floss or any of the other cool Fortnite dances the kids are doing.
Okay.
The stanky leg.
Yes. If you teach him how to whip and then to nay, he will be most excited.
I don't even know how to whip it.
Me either.
No one is whip proficient. Anyway, so y'all hung out at the Twist and Shout, woke up that morning, went down, and met the family of the Adam family, not the Adams family, because that gets me copyright struck.
Oh.
But you met the family of Adam and all of his family members. Gave you a few bits and bobs of information, kind of pointed you in the direction to take your currently unconscious chrome dwarf that you have in the back of your wagon still, because you just kind of threw a tarp over him and left him there overnight.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to rust in one night. It's fine. So you then Lythar, who had left the inn previously just to kind of take a walk and get some air, had a bit of a moment with Ergen, who is the local gardener. And after their private moment, Ergen and Lythar were strolling through the city and came across the rest of you who had been trying to hunt him down. So conveniently, all the soul searching has been found. You found the soul you wanted.
You found a nut.
You don't know that he found a nut.
I don't know that. Oh no, I guess
No.
I don't know that I found a nut.
It's in his pocket. That is a secret nut.
Maybe what pocket?
We don't know, Chris.
It is a secret nut, Chris.
His pocket.
One in his butt
He-
pocket. I might know about it.
He could have picked any of his pockets.
So yeah, and once actually on the way there, y'all had an encounter with the city guard, involving a child and a pickpocket, which ended fairly amicably once people stopped panicking about the 7.5-foot Goliath storming into the room going, "What's going on here?" So
Crap.
to have happen.
I don't know how to invite people to a call.
There's a little plus, there's the pin, there's a plus button, and then there's member list up at the top right.
You got
Step one,
Ah.
leave.
Add
Add
friends
friends
to
to
DM.
DM.
This is technically a DM. We've all just slid into this DM together.
We did.
3 more friends.
You're adding 3 people?
Oh, God, no. I'm gonna start kicking people. Everybody make a deck save to not fall out of the party.
Oh gosh.
Copied.
That's a 2 for me, sir.
Oh, sucks to be you.
Is that
You
how
get to go
that
fishing
works?
again. So when last yes, they're added, so now they should be able to join this call. Oh God, this is strange.
DP is
now
so big. Hi,
Why is
Rachel.
DP
Why
the
are
biggest
you
one?
always the big one?
It actually works for me that Curtis is the biggest one for me.
Oh,
Great. So yeah. After you guys met up with Lythar and Ergen, Ergen saw these shiny corpse of Kor and basically changed. He went from this kind, wizened-looking old gardener into, it looked like he just lost like 80 years, and he's now 80 years younger. Like he's moving, he's not quite panicking, but he is now like in command of the situation. And he said, "Where did you get that?" Like a lot of panic about who that is, what that is, why it's here. And he basically commandeers a wagon with a pair of horses and instructed Ronan to throw Kor in the back and to just pile into the wagon. And he was taking all of you to see the mayor, because this is also, he firmly instructed all of you not to touch him. Yes, Ronan.
I'm pulling the wagon. We don't have horses.
Yes, there are no horses. You're pulling
Yeah,
the wagon.
It's our wagon.
He is. Does it?
Yeah. Yeah, because our horses, you said that there was a funny joke of the horses, our two horses talking to each other when I took the wagon. But
Yes, that's right.
But he didn't have
Boy.
our animal speak, so we didn't know what they said. And you were like,
That's right.
That
Boy,
was
I
a
wish
really funny joke.
Boy, I wish I remembered the things that I said.
I want to touch him.
I could have sworn I've written this down. Are you poking DP?
Yeah, I want to touch him.
Don't poke DP.
I-
You know
I've
what
been
happened the
poking
last
him
time
with
you
my
were-
mouse.
I want to poke dead Core.
Oh,
No, the last time you did that, you scared the hippogriffs and almost killed Lythar.
It worked.
So
It
anyway,
worked great.
we cut back to, so this episode opens with
I think Mike is
Ronan.
frozen.
Or
Or
he's
he's standing
very still.
very still.
His camera's loading for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
his
think it's
camera might have
frozen.
crept up.
Okay.
But we can carry on as it were. So we cut back to the party. Everyone's kind of in the wagon, kind of just holding on as Ronan is booking it through these city streets. And if y'all, let me pull up my own map that I made so that I can refer to it correctly.
We
Well-
have a map.
We do have a map. Oh, open link. Open link. Who's link? That guy. We opened him. We lost Mike though, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. He'll come in later.
He'll be back.
So as y'all are running, you're running along the main street of Stone's Throw from the from that park where you met Lythar and Ergen. And y'all are hauling ass. So everybody in the wagon, except Ronan, give me
Bless.
no, we cannot see you, Brandon. I heard you very briefly. Have we figured out that Discord only allows a maximum number of people?
When there were 6 and I was inviting Rachel, it said I could invite 3 more. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming
that's
the max is like 9 because Brady Bunch, three
Three, and
blocks of
Weird.
cameras.
So anyway, the so Ronan, give me an athletics check, and everyone else give me a dex saving throw.
Man, I was hoping for that athletics check.
Oh, there he is.
I'm
Or
doing-
you can use athletics if whichever is better.
Which one am I doing?
Basically, you're just trying to hold on. Just hold on to this wagon.
What was I checking? I'm sorry, I forgot.
You're gonna do you're gonna do an athletics check because you're just hauling this
That
wagon.
is 17.
with
I
your plus
rolled a
7?
19.
Yes, I rolled a 10.
Wow! Look at that! Look at that!
Plus
Perfect
7,
average.
saving it. Maybe.
17
we
for
rolling
me as
dex
well.
or
Whichever is higher for you. If your dex is really high,
yeah,
do that, or your athletics, which I think for you is going to be higher.
athletics 25.
Yeah. Okay. So as you are running, Ronan just got the wagon up under his arms, and he's put his head down, and he's out for a run, and it's very similar to the run that you had when you were running through the woods. Just that dead, like you're just eating up ground. You're not at a full out sprint yet, but you're just gunning it. So you head out of the garden, you keep heading north, and you hook through Stone's Throw, and then you come out into this huge open square, and there is a enormous temple sort of ahead and to the right of you across this square. Huge braziers, a lot of dudes in various colored robes. And it looks like an open market, but there's too much religious iconography on this building for it to belong to any one religion. There's a fountain with an obelisk in the center of this square, and the rest of the square is just cobblestones. You start to see more of the larger buildings. Actually, I think we already went through this portion because you saw some of the buildings of Scholars Walk.
Yeah, we were going up the hill to the
right.
To the thing, and people had sticks.
Yes. Oh God, I had you guys at the doors. I really need to take better notes. So yeah, the temple's real, but we'll circle back to that. So as you guys are sprinting pell-mell at these gates, you see a member of the guard with this huge blue plume on the top of his helmet. He's the only one with this blue plume, and he runs and he holds out his hand, and he stands directly in front of where Ronan is going, right between the doors, and he just holds up his hand, telling you to stop.
And that's where we are?
That is, yeah, you are at a sprint
right.
At this man.
I'm going to yell to, I don't remember our elf's name. Ego? Ergen? Oh, there, it's written up there. Master Gardener. I'm going to yell to Ergen if he wants me to stop. I'm going to be like, oi, you want me to stop or you want me to keep going?
Ergen stands up in the back of the wagon. Ronan, you don't hear him say anything, but everyone else sort of in the wagon, you see Ergen stand up, reach into like a pocket of his coveralls, and pull out something shiny and blue.
So I'm just gonna keep running.
And you see him hold this up, and the guard captain, he's standing there and he's starting to like brace his back foot, like he's going to just take Ronan's charge, and then he sees the light catch off this blue something in his hand. And he stops and he turns and he just pushes on the center of the gate with his with the hand he was going to stop you with. And so he turns and just puts his hand out, and the doors swing open like a screen door. They just like swing open and stop. And he just takes a step out of the way and waves you through. And all of his soldiers just kind of put their spears up out of the way when they see this blue symbol, this blue token that he pulled out, and just keep running in. So as you guys keep on running, Ergen has not told you to slow down. He's now shouting directions at you.
I will follow the directions
as you're running. So he's like, all right. He's basically like, he's the rally car driver. He's the guy in the right seat of the rally car.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, all right, 50 yards, hang a right. 20 yards, first left, then your second right. And he starts navigating you through the outskirts of these gardens inside this keep. And you start navigating through, and gardeners are diving out of the way. Guardsmen are approaching you as if they're going to stop you, but they keep seeing But Orgy just holds out this symbol again, and they all stop and leave him. And as you keep coming, and you make a turn along this gravel pathway, and you see this huge ornate double door with gold and silver scrollwork and filigree on it, and it's a super, super pretty door. And Ergen just goes, keep running at it.
Okay, I'll keep running at the door. How far away is the door?
You've probably got 60 feet to cover to this thing.
Does he want me to go through the door?
All you hear him say is, keep running.
All right, I'm gonna keep running. I might break my new friend's wagon doing this, but I'm gonna keep going, I guess.
So everyone in the back of the wagon, you see this door.
This is our wagon.
I think it's Thrall's wagon.
Yes, but it's
Originally,
our
yeah.
wagon now.
Technically, it's the new friend wagon.
This is our new communist party. It's our wagon.
So Thrall is just, you all see Ronan like sort of duck his head and keep charging at this door, and Ergen is standing there, just his arms crossed, standing up on this bouncing, jostling wagon, not moving.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Do we have him
Deep's
back?
huge again.
mm-hmm.
He's back.
So y'all keep. Anyone want to do anything, or do you all want to just hold on to this wagon for dear life?
How
I'm
close
just
to the
gonna
door
hold
am
on and look terrified.
Are we still like 60 feet away?
You're closing the gap. You're like 45
Okay.
because you're at a dead run
Mhm.
at this point. You're just trying to get momentum. And so nobody wants out.
Oh, man, I'm holding
I'm
on.
I'm gonna hold on and look
You
terrified.
guys have a
That's
lot
my
of
goal.
faith.
Actually,
You tackled a tree, remember?
I did.
yeah, Lythar is sort of in the back of the wagon, and he's trying to be as like small as possible in the corner and as low to the bottom of the wagon as he can without touching Core unconscious on the floor of the wagon. So he's just like braced himself in the corner of this thing. And as you close the gap, 45 feet, 30 feet, 15, 10, 5, there's a small, probably 3 or 4 stairs that come out of this door. And as you start to go up those stairs, the doors don't swing open like the first doors did. They smaller inset doors, more or less the size of your wagon, pop open, and you run straight through into this building. And inside this building is, along your left hand side as you're running, is just a wall of plate glass windows. It's almost like a greenhouse, except it's a nice, comfortable temperature, and there's just a lot of natural light as you're sprinting down this hallway. Ronan, as you're running, you hear Ergen be like, all right, you could slow down now. That's
All
you
right.
could stop. That's
I'm
fine.
going to turn around and put both hands on the wagon and put like my feet down like one of these.
So
and
you're
stop
gonna
the wagon.
you're gonna like 180 embrace.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna need a roll for that.
All right.
I have a feeling we're all gonna go flying.
Is it athletics?
The turn is what has me intrigued. Because if you had just been like, yeah, okay, so give me
I love this.
no, give me just athletics to stop it slowly. We'll just make that actually just straight up strengths. We'll not even do athletics. Just give me strengths or strength.
So that's a 16 plus 5, 21.
Great.
We didn't go flying.
I didn't kill everyone.
So yeah, those of you that are still looking forward at what might have been your impending doom see Ronan like pop the handles of the pull cart just enough that he can spin and brace and sort of catch the wagon at the same plane. And he just like digs in his foot and just glides back and slowly brings this thing to a very calm and just like a train coming to a halt.
Choo choo.
Just stop. And you stop basically at a T intersection in this hallway. With you have just coming from the left side of the T, you can either keep going forward down this hallway or hang a right.
Where go, Ergen?
Ergen just steps onto the wooden rail and just like walks down it like a ramp. Just trots down it and takes the turn to the right and goes deeper into the building.
I pick up wagon and follow Ergen.
I'm gonna follow as well without picking up the wagon.
Do you want to stay in the wagon, or Lami, did you get out?
You know what? I'm gonna sit in the wagon and just kind of look confused.
Okay. Anybody else want to get out of the wagon?
No, man, I'm sticking in the wagon.
I'm also gonna stay in the wagon.
My legs can't carry me that fast.
Yeah, Lythar is like kind of in the corners, like, did we die? Are we dead?
Nope.
Is this hell? Is this my hell?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. No, we're not dead. Fuck you. Wagon keeps kind of trundling along. And Ergen keeps all of these hallways look just the same. It's pretty evenly put together stone, well cared for, torches probably every 15 to 20 feet in little sconces. Like it's a nice house. And Ergen is moving his way around like he's lived here.
Maybe he does.
And guards come up and they're like, sir, you can't be here. And he pulls out the blue symbol. And now that you're not, sprinting through the streets of Korimvor, you kind of get a better look at it. And it's just a blue crest. And if somebody wants to do a perception check to get a better look at it.
I want to.
I was going to say mine is butts.
Hey, that's a 12.
I guess I could roll one too. Why not? I'm actually going to assist DP. So I'll
assist me.
Second DP?
I don't think my perception's any better. I got a 14.
Also, Chris, how are you assisting? How
I'm
can
gonna
you
hold
assist?
him up.
You're holding the wagon.
I am. Never mind.
What is DP?
I got a
One hand and sit
14
him on your shoulder.
perception.
Okay. So you see that blue crest outline, and what looks like a stag. Like you see something that could resemble antlers inside this crest.
House Baratheon?
Baratheon was what, yellow, not
I
blue?
think so. Yeah.
But he shows this crest to a guard, and the guards immediately, back off, give him a bow, and leave him to his business. Doesn't matter rank, doesn't matter who it is, they're just out of the way. And as you're coming down the hall, you start to hear raised voices coming from further down this hallway. Just like loud, argumentative kind of voices. And all of a sudden, a door probably 20 feet in front of you, as you are all just moving. Ergen is moving towards this door, and the doors slam open, and a human comes out in very fine cut. He looks dressed like a nobleman in very fine emerald green. And he's just like fixing his sleeves and kind of muttering to himself. And he turns towards you, doesn't even look, and just bumps into Ergen, just like kind of shoulder checks him a little bit. And the human just looks at him and goes, What are you doing here? Get out of my way. And goes to turn, and Ergen just grabs him by the shoulder and turns him. He goes, hello, Michael. How's it going?
We've met Michael Scott.
And Michael looks and just goes, Ergen? What are you doing here? Ergen goes, it's none of your business.
Oh.
Just wanted to say hello and wonder how things were going. As you were. And Ergen just like brushes past him and motions for the rest of you to come into the room.
I pulled the wagon in.
I'm going to get out of the wagon at this point. I'm going to walk my damn self.
So as you kind of trundle in, Michael is looking at this incredibly odd assortment of folks, even for a city like Korumvor, which is pretty open and accepting of all comers. This is an extra level of weird because y'all still kind of smell like road dust and also whatever you ran through on your way in here.
Lots of stuff.
Road dust.
Plus, you're also, in a wagon, which is not usually
wagon.
how people get around the manor. And there's a dragonborn following the wagon. So Goliath, really old elf, gnome, smaller automaton, half orc. There's an elf who's trying to figure out if he's dead or alive. There's what looks like a really cool metal dwarf in the back.
He's custom made.
And then a half, or then the dragonborn in the back.
He's
As you stroll through, doors slam behind you, and you kind of get a second to look around the room, and you basically walked into an enormous meeting space with a very large ring table in the center of the room. You're still getting the same kind of motif where there's just a lot of windows, but you're pretty sure you're in the middle of like a courtyard somewhere. Is where all this light is coming from.
I literally
Final
ran.
party member has arrived in perfect timing.
I literally fucking ran.
You shit while you
I'm
ran?
out of breath.
I'm proud of
fucking
you.
shit ran, dude.
Please.
So let me know when you're situated, Kendrick, and I'll
I'm
give you
trying
this.
to get my webcam to work.
Have you tried turning it on?
Have you tried turning it off then on again?
Boys.
That's usually what does it.
Have you tried submerging it?
Boys.
Have you found your cell phone?
No.
Sad.
Oh, jeez.
Really? You had to bring that up now? I was going to
Yeah.
bring that up at break.
Oh.
Yeah.
For sake of time, I don't know if this is gonna work or it will
Cool.
be working. Oh wait, is it?
Sometimes I have to
Kendrick is
unselect
learning.
the thingy
It's not
and
even.
then reselect
No, it's
it.
not even coming up yet. That's the. Ooh, what did I just unplug? Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we'll keep rolling.
Yeah, you do you, boo.
So in this meeting hall that y'all have just come into, there's this ring table that's probably at its widest, 15 feet across, and around it are 9
My
full-size
mouse.
chairs. They'd be thrones in any of like the smaller kingdoms or any of the smaller settlements.
What?
You're breathing into your
I'm
microphone.
out of
really
breath.
low. I
Very
know.
strange wind comes gusting through. It smells like pizza.
I need to reboot. It's gonna take like 5 seconds.
All right. Yeah,
So
do you, boo.
around this ring, there are 9 larger, almost thrones, just the very tall backs that come to a peak, with a pair of smaller chairs flanking them around each of these 9. The only one that has any real ornamentation is directly across from where you are, and it has the back leather panel is a brilliant sapphire blue with a white stag's head on this, just embroidered into it.
Jurgen's chair.
I don't know if you can embroider into a chair.
Why not?
Probably.
But anyway, so you can see this because the person who you're presuming would occupy this chair is leaned forward with his fist sort of on the table in frustration, his head's hanging down and he's looking down at a piece of paper he has in front of him. There's a few other people in the room. They're all kind of shuffling through papers and doing their best to not pay attention to what was obviously some sort of kerfuffle that happened. And they're just trying to like duck their head and keep doing their jobs.
Jesus.
So as you come in,
Oop,
Ergen
Rachel
kind of
was
points.
broken.
Ergen points to Ronan pulling the cart, and she goes, "You can pull over there. Let me
Pull
make
over there."
introductions." He points at Lami, and he goes, "You're out of the wagon. Come meet some people with me. Come with me."
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
boy.
I'm gonna follow quickly.
Okay. So he walks up to where this man is just staring down at this piece of paper. And he goes, "Excuse me, Mayor, I have something urgent that I feel like you would be very interested in seeing." And the man jerks his head up and he goes, "What could it?" And his face goes from this mask of frustration and a little bit of hopelessness to this huge smile, like he's seen an old friend for the first time in a really long time.
They live in the
And
same town. They really should make time for each other.
Do you say that, Ronan, quietly under your breath
Yes,
in the
I
corner? So your voice carries a little more than you thought it would in this room. But like, so a couple of people notice and kind of quirk their heads at you as your voice kind of rumbles into the room. But nobody says anything. Well, Ergen and this man are having their heart-to-heart moment. And so after a bunch of hugging and like big manly backslapping and stuff like that, the man kind of pulls Ergen away and kind of holds him by the shoulder. He goes, "Ergen, it has been far too long. I know we live in the same city. We really should make more time for each other. But I'm glad you're here. I have urgent news that I need your assistance with." And Ergen kind of claps his hands on him as well and goes, "Alvaron, I'm glad to see you. I have something that's probably more important than whatever gardening you need me to do." And Alvaron goes, "Well, it's more than just gardening, but you're perfect for this." And Ergen just goes, "Shh, come." And he gestures to Lami, and he goes, This is a friend of mine. He and his friends over in the corner with the cart have something to show you." Is anyone else gonna wave, or it's just the Goliath?
I don't know what's going on. Am I standing around?
So real quick for you, Lythar. Basically, you guys left the glade, and sprinted through the city up to the castle keep.
Yes.
Through the crust up to the keep. You, Ergen got you guys into the building.
Yes.
And through a couple of like gardens and stuff like that, and now you're in basically an enormous conference hall.
Okay.
And so Ergen kind of you're still in the cart. No one, like very few people have gotten out of the cart.
Okay.
Just me.
It's basically the mystery machine.
Zoinks.
And so
Zoinks.
Alvaron reaches out and goes, "Please," he reaches out to Lami, goes, "Pleased to meet you, friend. Any friend of Ergen's is a friend of mine."
I'm gonna say very awkwardly, I want to go for awkward here. Be like, hi, Mr. Mayor. Nice to meet you. Yes, we're friends now. Come look at our metal dwarf in the cart. He's not a statue. He looks like a statue. He's not a statue. He was moving last week. Not like a moving statue, like a thing that moves. That's not a statue.
And Alvaron kind of like he's doing the handshake, but he's also doing the sidelong look at Ergen, being like, is he an idiot? Is this what you wanted to show me? Like, what's his deal? And Ergen just kind of is just like, I was hoping to discuss this matter slightly more privately, but while we're here, and Alvaron just kind of keeps shaking your hand, but it's kind of automatic at this point as he's thinking about what you just said.
I'm gonna interject and I'm gonna burst out. We have a letter for you. I don't know where we put it, but we have one.
I think Lythar still has it. I point at Lythar.
The mayor is just like trying to figure out what the fuck is happening, because it went from, hi, I'm meeting this idiot dragonborn, to a very old friend being like, I was really hoping we could talk about this privately, to the 7.5-foot tall Goliath shouting, I have something for you. He has something for you. And just he's very kind of taken aback. And he's like, okay, fine. What is it? What is this thing you have to show me?
The letter or the statue?
Pick one. Pick whichever one you want to show me first.
That's on you guys. Make something happen.
I have the letter, right?
Yes. Black letter.
All right, so I guess this is my cue to hop in and out of the cart, walk up to the mayor, be like, hello, I am Lythar. This is for you. As I try to carefully ignore the slobber since I licked it earlier. Does anyone remember that?
He takes the slightly damp envelope and kind of looks at it and is like, okay. And he flips it over and sees the seal on the back. He goes, you came from Long Pike?
Yeah.
Yes.
How long did it?
Only like
flips
2
over
days.
the front. You got no, and you see him thinking, and you see Ergen just standing next to him, just being like, he'll get it. Give him a second. And you see the mayor's eyes light up, and Ergen just goes, yes, that's part of it. The mayor's like, you went through the Elderwood to get here? Sure. Are you insane?
Maybe. What's an Elderwood?
I'm gonna. They're just trees, sir.
I tackled one. I put it back though.
And Ergen's just like, Ergen is also looking at you like astounded. He's like, you tackled the tree.
Yes.
Like I said, why should we be afraid of trees when we have this Goliath here who can just tackle them?
The mayor is like, the other people in the room, there's usually there's one person in each of the bigger chairs, and sort of off to the side of the table there is a woman sitting there with just like a quill and paper, and she has not stopped writing, and every time someone says something she writes it down, and she's just recording this entire everything that's happening.
Might be
nice.
Bad. That might
I
be
actually
bad.
want to say that audibly. Nice.
And Ergen's like, and Ergen looks to Lythar and goes, is that why is that why you were selected? Is that why
based on our ability to tackle
Is he talking
trees?
about the acorn?
He's talking about your moment in the woods.
I thought he was talking about our ability to tackle trees.
And he looks, is like, is that why they honored you? Is that why the forest honored you? Because of him?
I kind of just shake my head and I say, the Goliath tackled a tree. He decided to put it back. I saw wisps, knew it was not good, so I respectfully said we need to leave now. Of course, the Dragonborn questioned me, but we got out of there safely. We almost got into trouble. We're okay.
In my defense, I was busy fishing.
He
So
hit
Ergen
a tree with a fish.
Ergen and the mayor kind of look at each other real quick, and the mayor goes, "You'll have to tell me. You'll have to tell us the whole story later. In the meantime,
I would like to do that."
He turns and waves to Thalia and is like, "Thalia, can you come over here, please? They have something to show us, and I feel like this would be this will be more exciting than the rest of the notes of this meeting would probably be."
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Little bod friend.
So if you want to sort of describe yourself to the rest of the group, for a hot second, I had you sort of writing down this entire conversational back and forth they were having.
Okay, makes sense.
But if you just want to describe yourself as you stand up from the table.
I am a redhead, about 5'2", 5'3", female, Asimir. I've pretty tan, and the strange thing is my eyes are gold, so there's like definitely something a little special. I'm dressed well enough to be sitting in this meeting, but not like super nicely. And I've got kind of a pack with me and a conch shell kind of strapped to my side.
Yeah.
So
and so the mayor kind of gestures you over and he goes, "Everyone, this is Thalia."
Before he finishes talking, I'm gonna run up and hug Thalia.
Oh, hi, Ronan. Hi,
How are you, little bod friend?
Oh, pretty good. You practicing your conch shell?
I have it right here, actually.
Oh, wow.
See, I've been practicing.
Ronan, make a performance check for me, please.
All right.
I will allow your proficiency bonus on this one.
The conch shell playing or the
you will add 9 to whatever you roll.
Also,
rolled a 15, so that's 26. No,
okay,
24.
24.
Yeah, 24. I can do math.
So the resounding, like, it's not a blat, but it's closer to a foghorn than it should be. Just pours out, and it's just like, and it just like, even after he's stopped playing, it starts to echo. It's just like,
Oh, you have been practicing. I see. I hear.
Yes.
I can't, but
I'm gonna look at my new mayor friend and say, I think these two know each other.
We do.
And he's like digging a finger in his ear. He goes, "I'm sorry, can you say that again?"
I'm gonna say it louder, almost yelling. I think these two know each other.
He goes, "Really? What gave it away?"
Oh, sorry, Mayor. Yeah, I'll just get back to writing.
I pull out a piece of parchment and I pretend to start writing.
Are you writing in giant or in common?
In giant, so it's a lot of parchment.
So the mayor, like, after he gets more of his hearing back, so anyway, this is Thalia, the Brotherhood of Books.
Oh, that's your name.
Had her come to our meetings for. She was assigned to this meeting to basically take the minutes of this meeting, and it turns out this to be one of the more interesting meetings that we've had in. Oh, what would you say? Several weeks?
Yes, definitely the most interesting meeting.
Can I ask what was the most interesting meeting several weeks ago?
I honestly can't remember. Do you know anything?
Was it the sewage discussion we had?
That probably didn't have a
was it the adventurers in the sewer, or was it just the sewage backup? I can't remember.
Sewage backup because of the adventurers?
Is that why it smells in this city?
It might have. No, it was the adventurers that were sent to clear out the sewer drain that never came back.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, I did hear that does happen.
Anyway, do you know? By the way, do you know anyone who's really good at sewers?
I do.
I'm gonna look over at Ergen and just say to him, "Please tell me we're not going in the sewer."
Pay is negotiable. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, and he claps his hands
I'll do
and
it
rubs them
for a
together.
full set of plate mail. Just full plate.
You're a barbarian.
But
we'll talk about it later.
I can give it to people.
And so he's like, all right, show me what you have. And
I reach in the cart. Oh wait, I can't touch him.
You shouldn't touch him. You were told by Ergen not to touch him.
I wanna Vanna White my way over there and just present our dwarven statue.
Yeah,
I think he's still covered in a tarp, if I remember
I'll rip
correctly.
the tarp off
Yes.
When Lamy does this. I'll rip the tarp off like a game show. New car.
So Thalia, you and the mayor kind of lean, like you see in the back of this cart. It looks like someone has taken a dwarf and dunked them in some kind of silvery metal. And it is like a perfect model of this dwarf. There's a couple of, it looks like veins of some darker metal, but like it looks like this dwarf has just been like dunked in silver and left to finish molding into like a into this perfect shape.
I take
like
my
his clothes, his weapons, his hair, everything.
I take my non-returning javelin and I hold it by the tip, so I have the handle, and I bonk Core on the noggin and be like, "Yep, doesn't move."
I'm gonna say, you see, when I met this tiny man, he was much less shiny, and I think that's the problem.
I'm guessing it has this kind of.
It's a heavy thunk. It's like taking a piece of wood and hitting like an I-beam with it. Like this is a very dense piece of metal.
It was
and Ergen is standing.
He looked like this.
Ergen is standing there with his arms crossed in front of him, kind of doing the same look he did while he was waiting for the mayor to have his own realization. He's kind of standing there, handed his pockets. The other nobles have all taken this opportunity. Like they're all seeing you guys clustered around, and they've all kind of started skulking out of a side door. Not really like, they're like, huh, that's super interesting. I gotta go. I'm gonna go scurry around and do other things. And so the mayor is looking at the dwarf, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a pen, and he starts like, he runs the pen like through the beard, and you hear like the metal kind of bristling across the body of this pen. This is. You said he wasn't like this a week ago.
Oh.
Nope. Walking, talking, eating, drinking, lots of drinking.
Too much talk.
Oh, is he alive?
We think so. The people at the town that we came from tried to fix him, and then she put him to sleep, and then he's been like this.
The people, and he reaches around, and then he's like, Where did I put that letter?
Did you check all your pockets?
On the table.
He turns and it's not there. And Ergen just like reaches into his other hand where he was holding the letter and just goes, "Here you go."
He found it.
The mayor's just like, "Oh, okay," and he pops the wax seal and starts reading. No. Long Pike. Congratulations for thank you for saving the Long Pike Inn for saving Long Pike and burning down the inn.
I had nothing to do with that.
That's don't worry about that. That's
we don't speak of this.
That's a misprint.
They may have burned down the inn, but that's okay because the new inn is much nicer.
See,
okay.
It's because it's okay.
And you see him just mouth the word Modron. And he freezes. Modron.
What's a Modron?
And he stops and he puts away paper. And he goes, Thalia, do you remember anything? What was it? 6 weeks ago? A couple weeks ago? Letters from a city where they had small automatons were being spotted in the city. Do you remember anything about that?
Hey, we were there.
Do I?
Hashtag Mabes.
That would be I'll give you that as a history check with advantage because it's recent history.
All right.
I should pull up your character sheet, not Ronan's. I was like, oh, you don't have a very good history score.
Oh no, I do. So that's a 17 and 17.
Okay. Plus your 6, or is that?
That's including the 6.
Okay. So yeah, about 6 weeks ago, you got a letter, sort of just like a general notice, like the weekly bulletin from one of these cities on the other side of Korumvor to the west, where the local guard had found. It looked like a sphere with 4 legs, but the sphere contained an eye and a mouth, and there were several of them spotted moving outside through the city, and several of them were broken, but none of them were
moving.
None of them were sent. Like when they broke, the pieces were too small to sort of do anything with. But that was 4 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago on the other side of Korumvor, not the same side as Long Pike.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. There's something strange going on there. Something about technology.
Yeah. The little robots, the little Modrons. His eyes. He like keeps thinking, and Ergen just leans over and goes, You know what they're talking about. You know what Modrons are. This has to do with him.
Who's him?
And the mayor's eyes snap up and look over at Ergen. He goes, how do you know about him? And Ergen's like, dude, I was the groundskeeper here longer than you've been alive.
I don't know him, so if someone could tell me who him is.
Ergen takes a second and kind of looks around and goes, we found him a couple of years ago.
Found Ronan too.
And we don't know. That's all we know. We know it's a he. We know we found him. And I know where he is.
What do you call him?
It'll be easier to explain.
Is it a capital H? I want to make sure I get it right in my notes. Capital H? Him?
Oh,
is that his name?
It could be lowercase for now. Well, we can edit that. We'll fix it in post. So the mayor's like, we can't trust these people. And Ergen turns and goes, we don't have a choice. I am
very trustworthy.
He's very trustworthy.
I'm gonna like look back at all of my companions and do like a pointing sweep. Say, look, none of these people have tried to kill me since I've met them. We're pretty good friends.
How long ago did you meet them?
Not long.
How long
about
has
a
it been?
week.
Like
I just
week?
met them 3 days ago, I think.
Ergen's like, don't listen to them. Listen to me. As your friend, this is our best. This is the only lead we have. It's been 2.5 years since we found him.
No, it's only been like a week since he started looking. Oh, are you talking about someone else? Like, I'm sorry.
The mayor's still kind of waffling. He's like, I don't know. And Ergen's like, fine, I'll do it myself. And he walks over to a brick walks over to one just full wall next to a painting, kind of leans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Click. He just pushes his wrist up against a brick. And there's a massive chunk. And then the one portion of the wall slides back behind the painting, revealing a doorway, like a 5x10 doorway. And Ergen just goes, "What, you think I didn't know this was here?" And the mayor's like, I can't hide any fucking thing from you. All right, Thalia, you might as well come on and record this secret. This might, if nothing else, this will get you into the Brotherhood of Books.
There's already a picture drawn. Like
notations on where the secret brick is.
Yeah.
She's very good at drawing.
So Ergen reaches into his pocket, pulls out what looks like moss, kind of rubs it together, and as he's rubbing it between his hands, it begins to glow this bluish green, and it's throwing a lot of light as he's walking. He's like, "Well, come on,
You want
come
me
on,
to
come
bring
on."
the dwarf?
Sure, bring him down. We'll see what happens, but keep him. If you're gonna bring the dwarf, come last.
Okay, I'll wrap Core in the tarpy thing, and then I'll carry him after everyone else.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow very quickly behind Ergen, excitedly going, "Oh, I love secret tunnels."
Same.
Brennan and Mari and Lythar, are you guys gonna? What would y'all like to do?
I will
DP,
also
I cannot
follow.
hear you.
DP also, what the hell is that shirt? I am loving it. Oh, you got
Number
Louis.
one, Dad.
Kendrick,
Number
the
one
top of
cat
your head
dad.
is beautiful.
Yep.
Huh?
Mouth up.
The top of your head is beautiful.
I'm sorry. I'm trying
Do
to
better.
sit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Oh, should I press the
All right.
button? Oh no, it's
Yeah.
falling.
So cat. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna follow.
Is the cat named Frank?
I'm gonna follow also.
But I'm gonna
I'm
leave
gonna-
Frank in the cart. I'm gonna leave Frank in the cart.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like wait for Thrall to go first, and I'm gonna go behind him, just because I don't want him behind me.
Because you're still racist.
We haven't had the discussion yet, so I am still slightly racist. Yes.
So how do you
have
discuss
work
race,
friends.
Kendrick?
Kendrick, you need a southern
there's-
accent for your character now.
I'll say.
I said I don't like orcs around here.
I don't like them tusks.
No, I need.
Uh,
There needs to be. I have stuff in my bio that you guys don't know yet. So
Which we'll get to.
Why don't you share that with us, Lythar?
So-
I don't want to willy nilly.
Hey, I hate orcs, and this is why. It's not
Yeah.
really a great way to
I don't think that's how
introduce yourself.
people do it in real life.
That's if you do, that's at like an office icebreaker, and then you're fired like a week later for something that's not actually a fireable offense.
Do you think racist people during Thanksgiving are like, damn, my open-minded uncle is gonna be there. I hate that guy.
I believe the term is the stupid libtard. But yes,
Yes, that is how they are.
Yep.
my goddamn socialist neo
Dude,
libtard uncles are coming
Giants
to
are
visit.
shitting on the Eagles. I'm sorry, this is hilarious.
So as you're walking down, Ergen has both of his hands sort of, it's almost like he's drawing on the walls, like he's finger painting, but where he drags his hands, he's leaving a trail of this bioluminescent
Fly, Eagles. fly.
liquid. He's just, so like you have
Ow.
these two parallel lines of light that are just plenty of light to illuminate this hallway. And as you go down this spiraling kind of staircase, it seems like you're going like 60 feet underground. Just keep going and going and going and going and going. And eventually you come to an enormous steel door,
We hear it.
10 by 10, with no lock, no handle, but 4 plates of steel.
Ronan, just headbutt it.
I'm in the back with the thing.
Yeah, Rodin's in the
Use
back.
him.
And are you gonna use? Are
No.
you gonna use the door as a
No,
battery?
that's why I didn't
Cat.
use my words. I just
Okay,
I was
We're
very
learning.
careful.
You still did it. You still did
we're
it.
learning.
So-
So
I thought it was a javelin.
Ergen is standing there with his hands glowing, and he looks over at the mayor and he goes, and Ergen's like, "Well, I can't open the door because everyone will see what the combination is. You open the stupid door." The mayor's like, why should I be listening to you again? And Ergen goes, because this is the best idea and the most fun you've had in about, I don't know, 2 weeks since the sewer thing happened.
That checks out.
See, the lady agrees with me.
I like her.
Like,
she's very smart.
And he's like, okay, fine, whatever. And he goes and he walks up to the door. And he stops for a second. And he starts tapping a pattern onto these plates. If anyone wants to try and learn the pattern, let me know.
I will.
It's a Funky Town.
I'd like to notate the pattern.
Okay.
It's
It's kind of
That's
like
Funky
a Simon
Town.
Says, where or like kind of like a keypad where it makes a different noise with each button you hit.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So
Lights are in
Thalia,
the hizzle.
anyone who wants to
that-
try and notate it, give me perception checks.
Oh boy, let's hope my theory skills
I'm
comes
gonna-
into
I'm
handy.
gonna-
I
give it a
rolled a
shot.
3.
Oh, that's perfect.
All that.
That's
All
a
those-
nat one for me.
13?
All those
I rolled a
years of
10.
music theory with
Yup.
dictation really
So-
paid out.
All the music.
So he starts kind of panging away, and Lami goes, "All right, I'm going to learn this." What am I learning? What was I doing? As you're just like your train of thought completely derails and goes off to Albuquerque. Ronan, your train is not far behind Lami's. Lythar, you're kind of feeling the vibe for a couple of hits, and then you lose. Like you lose the thread, and you're like, "Did I miss one? Wait, I think it was this, then this." And at that point, he is just so far past you. Thalia, what did you get?
13?
Your notation, you've got a shorthand down, and you're just like, it's this, and this. And there's a couple ones where you circle it because you're like, it could have been either upper right or bottom left, or like there's ones where it's like it could have been one or the other, needs further testing. But he just kind of bangs out this like probably 15-second sequence of notes or of plate presses. The plates,
It's clapping music.
instead of swinging in, they slide into the corners of this door frame. They just,
Well, that's fancy.
and you feel a rush of air come out that smells. It just smells very, very old. And inside, you see
Lucy.
that's your cue, Mr. Mike.
Yeah, I had to unmute. So, standing before you is a perfectly 6 foot tall, almost construct looking being. There are metal plates arranged almost as if they are armor on him, and instead of skin between where the plates are, it is leather, some of it patchwork in places. On either shoulder is inscribed the letters and numbers R66Y. And his face is a mask that is cut to look almost like the Iron Man scowl, except looks like somebody tried to put a smile on it. So he is just he is happy to be disappointed in you.
Oh,
Wow.
And currently, it looks like he's just this construct is resting in this cradle with wires and tubes and pipes coming out of it into a box that it looks like he was fit into and then hooked up into.
I reach out to touch it.
You reach out to touch it?
Yep.
Okay.
You're not gonna hug it?
Mike, what is your character? R6. You wake up. Your vision snaps to, and you see this. Like the first thing your eyes really focus on is this scaly hand reaching out. Where are you going to touch him?
I'm just going in for like
You're just poke him in the poke him in the forehead,
top of the head.
so you see like this scaly hand reaching up like this to poke.
As your hand is coming in, a purple light just flickers on in the eyes, looks straight at you, and I don't know if you've experienced it with the Modrons, but a burst of like that old white static TV static bursts forth from him, and then you hear in first a set of clicks and whistles, then in Dwarvish, then in Common, and then followed by Elvish. Just hello.
What's up, dude?
Lythar's eyes just go.
I'm gonna very quickly withdraw my hand and say, "Guys, I think it bites."
I don't think it bites.
I think it bites. What the fuck?
Hello, my name is Robby. Who are you?
I'm Ronan, and I drop Core like halfway on the ground.
Do I see the metallic dwarf?
I think he's wrapped up in a thing right
he's
now.
wrapped up pretty well. You notice that the very tall one in the back is carrying something heavy, and you are getting there's a vague sense of like you're uncomfortable with what he's holding, but you don't know why.
Story of my life.
So Ergen and the mayor are just like looking at each other, looking at everybody else, and they're just as surprised as you, Lythar, the fact that after 2.5 years, this thing is now moving and talking.
Have I seen something like this before or read about it?
You've seen constructs, you've seen Warforged before, and you've read about them. This one seems different. Normally they don't have that full cradle. And actually give me a perception check, Thalia, because I feel like you're sketching him very quickly.
Oh yeah. 19.
All right. You can see a symbol on his hands, like sort of etched into the palms of his hands, that looks it looks like a gear. It's a circle with lines coming out at equal intervals, shooting straight out from it with a dot in the center. And that's tickling something that you've read about before, but something about this construct seems much more than your standard intelligent automaton.
I'm gonna go ahead and unhook and step down from the cradle, and then just blankly stare forward.
I'm gonna back up.
I take a step forward.
I'm going to ask Jurgen. I'm going to be like, "Do you know this Robby fellow?" As I'm
gonna put my hand on my
Core
sword.
back up. I dropped him on his head half, by the way. I don't know if that matters.
Perfect. Ergen looks and goes, "I honestly, we didn't know he had a name. This is like I was saying, we found him while we were. I could tell you the story later. We found him in this cradle. We couldn't get him to reactivate, so we brought him here to hopefully. We didn't know what was going on, so we brought him here for both his safety and the safety of everyone else in Korumvor."
I turn my head to him, and just with that same expression, "Found me where?"
Ergen kind of looks a little uncomfortable. He's like, we found you in a tinker's shop a few miles from here, just like a little shack in the woods. The tax collector came by to pick up property taxes, and found him or his body in a bed, and you were in a cradle at the foot of the bed. And we could not get you to. No one could get you to respond, but the tax collector did. He certainly wasn't the same after we found him.
So on news of that, my shoulders visibly slump.
Did you know that man, Robby?
I believe that was my friend.
I am sorry for your loss. And I kind of half drop core again and go for like a curtsy.
Give me a performance check on the curtsy with advantage because you've had a lot of practice in the last day or so.
That's good because that's a 2. That's a 15 plus. Do I have a plus?
Plus 1. Performance.
So 16. Still got it.
So Robby, you see this Goliath who up to this point has basically just dropped whatever it's carrying a couple of times, which is highly inefficient and not, a good idea. You see it like clunk this metal package down and just pull off a very courtly curtsy, using like basically its little leather skirt, just like this lovely curtsy. But when it dropped the package, the tarp that was covering it tears, and you see inside the packaging this completely metal face and an eye. So basically you're seeing like this much of the face, but the eye is open and red.
I fucked up.
So at that point, I stick my left hand out and say, "We are in danger." And a 1.5 sword starts to form in my hand, and it is weird and kind of pixelated, but you can still tell very, very sharp.
What is danger? Why?
What is danger?
What is danger, Robby? I kind of start picking core back up.
That is danger.
I drop core again and back away. You mean our friend in the top, our metal dwarf friend? Do you know what's wrong with him?
He's not that dangerous. To be fair, he just drinks too much.
Does.
His chicken, though. Watch out for that chicken.
Do I know anything other than the feeling that I am getting?
You kind of get like, you see the eye and you hear a line, basically like the command line pops up into your vision, and it says and it's the voice that it's the voice you heard before you blacked out 2.5 years ago, and it's going, "The threat is real. Eliminate." And basically like it's kind of like, the threat is real, eliminate. And then it sort of pulls up like a quick almost a scan, but just like a quick understanding of what this is to you and why that voice needs you to destroy that.
This is an anomaly. This is not perfect. And I will take my right hand, point it at him, but it will retract into the bracer. And I'm going to hold that action.
Mm-hmm. Is it glowing?
It's glowing.
Okay.
So I'm holding that action.
I'm going to pull out a javelin and like ready it because I don't know this Robby guy. And this little metal guy is our friend at the moment. So I'm going to like prepare here and be like, what you mean in a none of us are perfect.
I mean, I'm pretty perfect.
What's wrong with him? He's just a little weird.
This is more than weird. This is disease.
I turn to Jurgen and I'm like,
what is disease?
Yeah. What do we do now?
Well, Robby, what do you suggest we do with our dwarf friend? Because our goal here is to fix him, not to do whatever your hand is doing.
I will release that action, not cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
There is a problem with Mechanus. This is related.
Who is Mechanus? Is our friend Mechanus?
what
I
is
thought his
Mechanus?
name was cool.
So, Thalia, Lami, and Maury. Give me. I don't know. Would that be history?
Ebony.
Or there just be. Give me give me intelligence checks.
Oh, that sucks.
Lobby, you can get that.
Give him a
advantage.
strength check.
Okie dokie. This dice has gone sour.
I got a 12. Unfortunately,
It's a 4.
Oh,
Wait, is everyone doing an intelligence check?
11 for me.
Just those three.
Okay.
So, Lami, what did you say you got?
11.
11. When you hear the word Mechanus, you feel like the divine part of your brain, the part of you where that divine power resides, reacts to that name. But you don't get anything more than just a recognition of the name and a sense of danger.
Oh, okay. So sense of danger, and I know the. Okay, got it.
Mari, what did you get? I got
a 13, or I got a 12.
So you know that you know just from kind of your studies and your reading that Mechanus it's a plane of existence, because like that's the sort of thing that a lot of artificers talk about, is like what it would be like to go there, because it is just an entirely machine plane. Unfortunately, Thalia, you hear the name Mechanus and you recognize the symbols on his hands are symbols from Mechanus, from what you've read, but you don't know what they mean or what like the greater context is. But you recognize the word and the symbol and you put them together in your head.
Okay.
Mechanus. Mechanus is a real place. I'm gonna talk to Robby, I guess.
I guess I'll talk to the robot, he says, having a robot in the cart.
Mechanus exists. All planes exist.
I had no idea.
That seems to check out.
Has this eye moved in the entire time we're talking, or is it just straightforward?
The eye has not moved. There is no pupil.
Okay.
It looks more like a gem eye than a normal eye. So it's kind of hard to tell if it doesn't, like, none of the musculature has moved, but you can't tell how much this thing is seeing.
I'm gonna take, because I still have my javelin like kind of in my hand, I'm gonna be like, look, see, he's fine, and take the butt end of it and poke Core in the stomach like 3 times. Be like, see?
So the first poke hits and you hear like that thunk, thunk, but on the third poke you hear the thunk, but you can't pull back the javelin because a hand
look down.
You see a hand has worked its way through the tarp and is grabbed onto the base of this javelin that you poked it with.
I would like to confirm this is not my fancy returning javelin. Just saying.
You did say non-returning, so yes.
Okay. That's very near and dear to my heart.
I'm sure it is. So yeah, that is not your fancy modified javelin.
So I'm gonna look down at this guy, the core, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh look, he's awake," and be like, "Hi, buddy."
And again, I will just utter, "We are in danger."
Robby, can you provide analysis?
And I will look at you and go,
so sorry.
Danger. Danger.
How much danger are we talking here?
We talking like a scale of 1 to 1, or 1 to 6, 6 to 11? Like where are we standing? I guess as I'm still holding on to the javelin, looking at
your numbers do not compute.
Oh, they normally don't. Oh, Kendrick died.
Oh.
Whoa. So how much danger?
That was weird.
Uncertain.
I don't know.
You start.
So what do we do with our metal friend?
Can we leave
hear the
him
sound,
here?
You hear the sound of crunching wood as the hand on the javelin starts begins to squeeze and starts to crush the wood of the javelin.
I'm gonna try to yank my javelin away.
Cool. Give me a strength check.
I have that.
This will be a contest.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
You do not pull it away. You tug on the javelin. It does not move. The arm, like when it pulls back, it starts to rip more of the tarp. Ergen and the mayor are now completely like freaking out, and Ergen is standing between the mayor and the rest of like pretty much everybody, and is kind of forcing the mayor up the stairs.
Can we close this door?
Oh, come on. Who are you saying that to? Ergen or the mayor, or just kind of shouting it?
Shouting it. Like, what's in here? Can I, like, perceptive what's in here? Was it just Robby?
It was pretty much just Robby.
Okay. And then it's just a sealed Chooky Chook.
Yep. All of the walls are they're just like a single piece of stone. It's like somebody chiseled the door and then came into the room and hollowed it out and then put the door on. It's a single piece of this black stone.
I'm gonna yell, "We should leave," and I'm gonna reach down and put my hands like under core and just like throw. And just try like get him into the room. Because right now I'm kind of like near the doorway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is to lock him in the room.
Okay, you just want to.
Yeah, because I don't want to kill Core. I like Core.
I mean, he's gonna die if we abandon him.
We'll worry about that after we close the door.
It's less blood on our hands.
Ergen is pushing the mayor back, and he goes back and he goes, "Alvaron, can you shut the door if we get everybody out?" And the mayor's like, "Yeah, the door's meant to be shut. It's harder to open than close. Just get everybody out of there." So they start yelling for, like, kind of gesturing for you guys to just get the fuck out of the room. And as where do you want to grab and like kind of shot put Core into the room?
Like under his like shoulder and like upper back thigh, because I'm assuming he fell on his back because I was holding him from his back.
That's weird.
And I dropped him.
He's flat on his back and he's still got your javelin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let go of the javelin. It's gone.
Okay, and then you're gonna get under him and kind of throw him.
Yeah, like not like under and then throw, like a.
You're gonna like roll him across the floor.
Yeah, kind of, but more of an upper. Like I'm rolling with purpose.
Roll with enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt.
Like give him a little like.
Give me. So you let go of the javelin. He's on the ground. Give me. Yeah, that'd be athletics.
$11.
So
I'm not rolling well. Except for curtsies. I got those.
So you let go of the javelin and you go to like you squat down to get under him, and the hand that had the javelin like lets go of it and reaches over and grabs your wrist. And that this one hand is just like it has a death grip on your arm.
This is core, correct?
This
Death
is
gripping
core.
him? Jesus Christ.
And the eye is glowing brightly enough that everyone in the room can see it.
So I whip out both my short swords, just like I don't even know what to do, but I'm just like ah.
I aim my hand back at him and look around at everybody. Do I have your permission now?
Yes, you have my permission to do that.
I will fire Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Oh God.
If you would like to give a quick descriptor of how you're shooting, like what exactly it is you're doing.
So, my hand retracts back into my bracer, and I point it forward at them, and a blue glow comes from it and fires twice.
Are you Mega Man?
Basically, that's what I was thinking.
Yes!
It took us like 4 days of conversation to be like, oh no, it could come from his hand. He'd be like a Mega Man, and you guys got it in like 10 seconds.
All right.
So
is Core technically grappled to me?
You and he are technically grappled, yes. Give me 1 second to remember how Eldritch Blast works.
Ranged spell attack.
Okay.
So the first one, and at my level, it is 2 blasts. So the first one is a 16 to hit.
Okay.
What is that? And am I rolling damage on that?
Give me both rolls, and then
okay. So the first one was a 16. Second one is a 26.
Okay. Jesus. What's your? Never mind.
So at least 7.
+8.
Oh yeah, it is +8 because reasons. God, I hate that. So you see Robby still got his hand and a half sword. His other hand just these 2 blue shots just fire out of his hand, and the first one hits the because Core's still wrapped in this tarp. It hits and basically like hurls him away from Core or from Ronan, and the first shot basically goes where it should have gone, and then kind of hooks around and like just follows the trajectory and hits on the second shot.
I just kind of look at Robby and I go, fancy.
I'm just gonna kind of look at my hands and just
make a wisdom check for me, Josh.
That's a 10.
You feel your hands get a little warm, but nothing really happens. That could also just be that you're nervous. But you hear the little scared part of your voice, the scared part of your brain just go, maybe next time. We'll work on this. So this thing is now on the far side of the room, like into a corner, and is a little like the red glow from its eyes is gone for the time being. What would y'all like to do?
I'm getting out of there with I'm making sure the mayor gets out.
How far from Lythar and Mori am I?
Oh, good. He's good at This
We're
is
about
a
to get
common theme.
We're about to get the Ronin special. They're within. Well, that depends. Do Lythar and Mori? Do you want to be within arm's reach of Lythar of Ronin, or is he going to have to work a little harder?
Fuck it, let's go.
I'm going to grab both of like the backs of their shirts, and I'm just gonna yeet myself out of the door, dragging them with me.
Dragon, so can you lift us up a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I also kind of like knock both of them off the door frame just like a little bit on my way out.
Why?
It's like a Naruto run, but you're behind him.
What is Core doing?
I hate that a lot. Core is currently like, you can't see where he is in the corner because his eye light has gone out.
Uh-huh.
So you know what corner he's in, but it's dark.
Also,
it's hard to see what's going on.
Ronan, take note that I still have both my 2 swords out.
Oh, that's fine.
So like when you grab me, hopefully I don't slice your butt or something, on the way out.
I'm like arm's reach, dragging.
And so you're just like you're basically grabbing and just like pulling everybody backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an athletics check for that, because this could go wrong in a number of ways.
That's what I'm worried about.
6 + 7 is
13.
Yeah.
So you grab and you pull, but basically you transfer all of your pulling momentum into the 2 of them. So the 2 of them are safely and wonderfully ejected from the room. You, unfortunately, you're kind of standing there weirdly balanced. You didn't fall, but you're definitely off kilter. Thalia, you said you had left. Lythor and Maury, you're now out of the room. Thrall, what would you like to do? You've been quietly in the back with your glaive, standing there menacingly.
I'm gonna back out of the room.
Okay.
Slowly.
So, from the corner of the room, you see the eye lights moving up. And now you can see both of them glowing from that corner of the room. And it's clear that Core is now standing.
Oh, God.
Hi, Core.
I'm going to say, so are we just leaving him here? Then?
We're going to leave and shut the door and then figure out what to do after that.
What if he knows how to open doors?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You see the eye lights kind of look around the room, and it looks up at Ronan, the person who's most in the room right now, and it looks at Robby.
I'm most in the room. Oh no!
You and Robby are still in the room.
I never left the room, but
everyone else is. Or Josh, did you leave?
No, I did not.
Okay, so he looks at first Ronan, and then Lami, and then over to Robby. When he looks at Robby, the eyes get a little redder and a little brighter. And in a voice that sounds more human, more dwarven than it should for coming from someone entirely metal, he goes, "Why are you leaving me here?
See,
he
wants to
trying to help those people."
Nope.
What people?
Us.
Do you not remember the children? And his eyes slowly, the red kind of like flickers and peters out. It's still glowing, but is a very low standby color, like a very low, like just kind of gentle pulsing.
Oh, I feel so bad now.
Oh. He was trying to help some children.
He was.
Oh, what? You mean the whole shocky shock thing?
Yeah, how we got here.
So he's just chilling now?
Robby, do you have any response to that?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'm gonna look at him and say, is that you?
No response. It is that same low pulsing red light behind.
Yo, what you drinking? Mr.
Here.
DM, sir. Yeah, what is it?
Oh, don't look at that. That's super embarrassing. I'm not happy about that.
I'm going to
Is it Bud Light?
Withdraw.
Nice.
My
It's Pepsi.
my iron pot from wherever I was keeping it, and I'm just gonna like toss it at Core. Just try to like boop him with it.
Patang.
You have 3. Never mind. You have throwing weapons, but that's fine. We don't need it. So you kind of like toss the cooking pot at it, and where are you trying to hit him?
Well, just like center of mass, or his head, because that would be funny.
So you
oh, if I could get the pot to land over his head. I don't know what kind of pot this is. It's like a skillet.
It's like a more like a cauldron, like a cooking pot.
Okay, then yes, I'm gonna hold the bottom of it and I'm gonna like basketball it towards his face. So a little like.
Mike, would that be athletics or acrobatics? Or no, I feel like right. Is that strength or dex?
It's thrown dex.
Dex. Give me a dex check, good sir. Make an attack roll with the pot.
So that's 6 plus 2, so that's 8.
No.
You don't land it on his head.
Do I boop him with it?
Instead,
though?
it tumbles, and the heavy bottom of this pot just like beans him in the face. No
Still
reaction.
Still
nothing.
I am going to walk up to him, sword still in my left hand, and take my right hand with the symbol and touch his forehead.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
You know what?
I'm just trying to like basically touch him, see if he is gonna grab me, see if he wakes up.
So I see Robby do this, and I scream at Ronan. I say, "Get out of there!"
I'm gonna yell after that. Don't listen to him. He doesn't like it when you touch things.
I'm gonna be.
Are we supposed to be touching the
closer to the door, but not out of the door. I'm gonna look back at Lythar and be like, eh?
Give me. Well, I just spilled my beer like a fucking dingus.
I could spill mine too.
We'll find out what happens after like a 5-minute break.
All right,
I got it.
Everyone wants to take 5 and pee. So yeah. So Robby, when you put your hand, which hand, right, left, the gun hand or the sword hand?
I am holding the sword in my left, so it's the Eldritch Blast hand. It's the gun.
It's okay. You put the Mega Buster against his head, and you feel that symbol etched into your hand, press against the smooth metal of its forehead. You feel a heat that is not like it's a different heat from your cannon. This is a cleansing heat.
Oh,
cleansing heat. Does it feel like it is part of Mechanus? Does it feel like it's part of the right world?
Yes.
Okay.
It feels entirely correct. It feels like, in human terms, taking a really rough exfoliator, like a loofah, like a really angry loofah, and rubbing it against your skin. It hurts initially, but afterwards it just feels clean. It is that on a machine level. It is a steel brush. It is sandpaper. It is cleaning oil.
It's a Brillo pad.
It is
or
like
an angry
correctness. It is correctness. It is cleansing, and you feel it. You feel it building up and flowing backwards from your hand into your chest, and also beginning to flow out of your hand into this statue, into this dwarf in the corner. And as it begins to sort of charge up, it gets right on the edge of where it would cross over into the dwarf, and it stops like it's waiting for you to let it go.
Let it go.
You feel that the power is there. You just have to will what it does. You have to tell it to go.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to go.
Okay. So you feel this trickle, and you actually feel it feels like oil running, filling in the groove, and then pouring out into core or robo core. Give me. What's your? Would it be? What's your wisdom?
Hmm?
What's your wisdom?
+0.
And your charisma is +5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do get my proficiency on saving throws though.
That
This
is
is not
one charismatic rope.
It's not a save.
Okay.
Give me a charisma check, because that's your channeling your deity.
That is a 14 altogether.
Okay, so you feel, and you put your hand like on his forehead, correct?
Yeah.
So you this blinding light, this silvery light starts to pour out of your hand and onto the forehead of this dwarf, and the eyes just open, but they're not red like they were. They're now, they look human, they look normal, but they are entirely still metallic. And you see these eyes look up at you, and you just hear it go, "The children. I did it for the children. For the children. For the children. For the children." And the eyes close and open, and it is pure, blinding red light. And it grabs your wrist and goes to throw you.
How far away is everybody from me?
Everyone's probably 10 feet away.
Is everybody at least 10 feet away from me?
I would say maybe not Ronan.
It's fine.
Maybe not Lamy.
Lythar screams, "Get out!"
Can I rage?
Oh!
Thunderstep directly 90 feet down the hallway.
So, because the hallway's not that long, so it's like the
up to
door and
the first
stairs.
corner.
Okay, up into like
up
towards basically to the door.
Yes.
Okay.
What is happening?
Give me, because he grabbed you. Oh God. Real quick. So he's gonna try and keep you from running. He's gonna try and grab onto you. Let me see.
This is just a straight teleport.
Oh, yeah, it's a straight teleport, so it doesn't matter.
With damage.
That's right.
Dude, this dude's stacked. What the hell?
This is great. What?
Because this is what it's like when you know what you're doing in this game.
Look at that booty.
There you go, YouTube.
That's where the real money's at.
So
demonetized.
I'd give you my number, but I don't have a phone.
Why can't you tell me how the fucking damage works, D&D Wiki?
It hates you.
Just shout out your Patreon.
Each creature within 10 feet of the space you left must make a constitution
con save.
3d10 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful.
What's the
thunder can be heard 300 feet away.
This is gonna be.
Oh no!
So what's your DC?
My DC is 16.
This guy's too good.
Can you roll damage for me? Because he did not make the save.
Perfect.
That is 7 plus. That is 12 damage.
Okay.
And is it
damage?
Yeah, it's zappy damage, right?
It is zappy damage.
Correct. So, everyone's kind of peeking in through the door, and can see this whole thing happen. And everyone just heard like the children, and the eyes come up, and all of a sudden Robby is standing in the midst of all of you, and there's this ringing noise, and everyone's ears are ringing unbelievably loud. And sort of as your vision kind of swims a little bit from just the concussive force of the thunder, you see Core embedded in the wall, like he has been pressed flat, like a moth between some books, and is just kind of hanging there, embedded in the wall. And his mouth is moving and sort of looping. And as your hearing starts to come back, you just hear, the children.
I think we should leave.
And there's some red light that's coming back, but it's matching his speech. So it's looping, so it's a pulse. The children. It just looping over and over and over again.
We should probably go.
Yeah.
Oh, now you
so
guys.
I'm gonna back out of the room and prepare to close the door.
I'm gonna get out of the room too.
Is everyone now out of the room except Core?
I'm pretty sure it's just you guys.
Okay. So everyone's out except Core.
Yes.
Because Robby fucking yeeted down the hallway. So, all right.
Thunder yeet.
I guess I closed the door. Do I know how to do that?
Give me a investigation check to see if you can figure out how the door shuts.
Can I help him?
You can, or you could probably help somebody who might be a little more likely to do it, which would probably be Thalia.
She's far away, isn't she?
No, y'all are standing like right.
I'm gonna roll 1.
He did say the door was easy to close. I'll help Thalia.
I rolled a 3.
What kind of roll is it? Investigation, you said?
Bad rolls today there, Ronan.
Investigation, I will give you advantage because you took good notes on how it opened, so you understand the mechanism.
All right, that's not great. And
Is it better than a 3?
what? Hold on. Nat 20.
This girl's good.
So technically this isn't a monster kill, but how do you want to close this door?
Smash those buttons.
How do you want to do it?
like DDR on expert mode, I'm just going. And it's in time because I'm like, I've got music in my head. I'm just kind of humming along, just like, yep, here we go. And slams the last one.
So when you hit the last panel, the door kind of locks itself back in, and then sub panels, the 4 original plates split into 4 plates each and sort of spin and interlock. And there's a hiss of air being forced out of the room, and it shuts.
Does that always happen?
Ergen is standing at the top of the stairs and is kind of just like, the mayor is long gone. And there is no one back up. But Ergen is kind of standing there like, I've never seen that door do that. What did you do?
Well, you just have to do it in time because, see, the first time you did it, you were about an eighth note off. It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was good. I just think you have to, if you shift it back an eighth, like an eighth beat, just totally syncs up.
Did that make sense to anybody else?
Yes.
I'm gonna look to Ronan and say, I like her. We close things by hitting them. She did that with her brain.
She has a nice brain.
I still hit it. I had to hit the.
Do we know any people with lightning by chance?
I believe I just caused some.
More lightning. Like a lot of lightning.
I cannot help you.
Oh.
Well.
Ergen kind of looks around and goes, well, yeah. Dude, I do trees. Like, that's my thing. I'm a tree guy.
Yeah.
Trees and lightning aren't the best of friends under most circumstances.
I got nothing for lightning.
Tell you what. Let's not have this conversation outside the door of the probably pissed off thing on the other side.
Oh, right.
Let's head upstairs. There's more chairs upstairs.
Let's go for a walk.
Oh, now I only have 2 javelins.
Darn.
One that always
We'll
comes
find you
back.
another. Plenty of shops in this town.
So everyone kind of trundles up the stairs.
Yes.
Any particular marching order? Or do you guys just want to all moseying up the
stairs?
I removed all of my javelins.
All right.
Oops.
So you guys end up upstairs. The room is still completely empty from before, and sitting in his chair is Mayor Alvaron, and he's kind of sitting there with his head in his hands, and he sees you guys come out of the he hears movement, and whoever comes out first sees him draw like a light crossbow that he had under the table, and he points at the door.
I want to walk out first.
Okay, so he sees Lamy come out, and he looks real quick. He's like, "Oh, okay, it's just you." And he puts the crossbow down. He goes, "I don't even know how to cock this thing. it's too heavy for me." But and so as everyone kind of comes up, he's like, "All right. Oh wow, you're all okay."
Yes.
Most of us?
Our friend is locked in your basement. Do you know anyone with a lot of lightning by chance? Like a sorcerer or people with lightning?
Wait, hold on. You're metal dwarf. You're unconscious metal dwarf.
Oh, very conscious.
Very conscious now.
Oh, he's awake now. Okay.
Yes, he keeps talking about the children that he almost electrocuted.
I am awake as well.
Oh,
and Robby's here.
Well,
and I kind of pat Robby on the back.
I actually stumble forward a little bit.
What? So he's awake, and so instead of, but you left him down there.
Yes, he's very
angry.
Weird.
They do not wish me to kill him.
His eyes are glowing red, and he keeps muttering, the children, and he cracked my javelin. I was just poking him with it, and he grabbed it and crushed the handle. He's not behaving like himself at all.
So he normally lets you poke him with the javelin?
Yes. The wooden end, not the pokey end.
I need to talk to someone who makes sense. Thalia, what happened?
So whatever. Not gonna judge. The metal dwarf started. Yeah, the eyes started glowing red. Said something about the children, and was acting not great. And we just kind of got out there. By the way, did you know you have a double seal on that door?
A double seal?
Yeah, there's like two layers. Did you know about that?
No, I just.
Okay. Are the mansions, dimensions and architecture, are they submitted to the Brotherhood?
Yes.
Okay, so we can check this out,
Yeah,
make sure no
you
one's messing with your. Okay.
The brother should have all the plans on file. If not, you go to City Hall and you might have to fight.
We'll take care of it.
There might
Fight
be an intellect
unknown.
devourer in there, but who knows? It's City Hall. That no one's intelligent over there. Anyway, that was a joke. That was a joke. Please don't raid City Hall again. You make one joke to the wrong group of barbarians, the whole thing goes south.
I don't even know what an intellect devourer is.
Probably. It means you must have met
that
one.
would definitely be for the best. We'll just don't worry about it.
Okay.
While she is saying all of this, I walk over to him, pick up the cross, and load the bolt and cock it. I fixed this for you.
You're handing it to him butt first.
Yes.
I like him.
Okay. He's gonna go to take it from you, and he like his hands are shaking because you've been locked in his basement for 2.5 years and you're suddenly awake, and he's kind of freaked out by that. So like he takes the crossbow very carefully and like manages to not accidentally shoot you, which is usually a good thing. But he like takes the crossbow and sets it on the table. And Robby just kind of for a split second powers down.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that, DP?
It's Olivia.
Oh, tell Olivia hi.
Robby, for a split, after handing the crossbow, kind of split second, powers down and then powers back up again.
Oh, now Brandon died.
I'm here.
Okay.
What is? I'm like, how are we losing this many people today? So the mayor, like, he's like, well, here, don't stand on ceremony. We have plenty of chairs. Everybody take a seat. He kind of settles at his chair. Ergen takes the seat to the right of him, not like the throne, but like the chair directly to his right.
I try to sit in the one directly to his left.
As you're sitting down, Ergen kind of looks at you and just kind of gives you like the, no, dude. No.
I stand up and I go to a different chair.
So everyone kind of settles down, or does anyone not want to sit down?
No, I'm gonna sit.
Yeah.
Robby, where do you want to stand?
I'm going to stand in like the most awkward spot.
So it's
right behind the mayor.
It's a circular table with like,
right on the table,
like a ring. You could stand in dead center of the ring.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you can see everybody.
That's perfect.
So he's like, once everybody kind of gets situated, he goes, "Does anyone want anything to drink or anything real quick before we kind of sit down and?"
I would love something
Good
to
idea.
drink.
Excellent idea.
And he reaches down, pulls out a little bell, and rings it, and it makes no noise. But a split second later, a door behind him opens, and a man comes out with like a pad and a paper. And he's very calm, cool, collected, completely unfazed by the fact that this incredibly motley crew of people who kind of smell like ozone, and are all talking a little too loudly for the room they're in. He's incredibly unconcerned. I'm like, Mr. Mayor, the usual for you, sir. Yes. And he turns and, oh, Ergen, welcome back. He'll take your usual then. Just like jot something down real quick. And he looks around the room. And he goes,
hello.
Hi, Gerard. Nice to see you again. Usual for me too.
Oh, Thalia. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't see you over there. You're not in your usual seat. He jots his name down.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be a very exciting day for you to be in a different chair.
Best in 2 weeks.
Wow, this is more exciting than the sewers then.
By far.
We'll talk about it later. Is good, Sir Elf. What can I get you?
Shit.
I'll come back, Sir Dragonborn. What can I get you?
What do you have?
Pretty much everything. What can
Something strong and a lot of it.
protein shake sound good? Wrong kind of strong. Right.
Wrong kind of strong.
Sorry, my fault. Just takes a note. And he turns to, and he would go to look at Ronan, except Robby is directly in line of sight, and he goes, and he turns and he looks, and what can I get for you? You're familiar. Weren't you in the basement?
I was.
Well,
Oh,
welcome.
no.
Welcome to the rest of the manor. What can I get you, sir?
And at that point, I will turn to the person that I have perceived as the closest to me because he gave me a pat on the back and just cock my head at him almost like a dog that doesn't quite understand what you're doing.
He wants to know if you want something to drink, like a liquid that you pour into your body.
Would I like something to drink?
Yes.
And I turn back to him. Yes, have some.
He'll get what I'm getting.
So what can I get you, sir?
I would like some
large, sir.
Some wine.
White or red?
Both. Just
Rosé it is.
Mix them together.
And a rosé for the metal gentleman. And what can I get you, Sir Orc, sir. And he looks over to Thrall, and he's kind of stumbling to find the right pronoun for you, or the right title. Sir.
I want a root beer float.
Vanilla ice cream for you, sir?
Yes.
Cherry, no cherry.
Do people
All
put
the
cherries on an
All the
root beer
cherries?
float?
Very good.
That's a
All
thing.
cherries.
Lythar laughs that an orc wants fucking cherries.
Would you like extra? Would you like cherries as well, Elf?
I would like some red wine.
Red wine, yes. Would you like the same vintage that I'm mixing up for the tall one in the corner?
Sure.
Excellent. Cask of that, and he kind of looks over to you more, and he's like, "Can I get anything for you and your automaton, sir?"
Yeah. Do you do mixed drinks?
Well, I'm making a rosé for the big one, so I can make just about anything.
Can I get a kiss of the mantis, please?
Oh, I haven't made that one in a little while. Do you have any preferred way to mix that? Do you have any preference for that? Or
so it's got vodka, tomatoes, pepper, and some other.
Disclaimer: is this real?
I kind of hope it is.
Deep,
I
is
don't
this
think so.
real? Oh, thank God. That sounds
vodka, tomatoes, pepper, and what else, sir?
And whatever other vegetables you have. Anything. Just throw it in there.
I haven't made the version with tomatoes before.
So it's like V8 with vodka. God.
That's a Bloody Mary, guys.
It's a Bloody Mary.
With carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah. Wine with cherries. And he looks at his list and he goes, "Excellent. Yeah. If you need anything else, just ask the mayor to ring for me, and I'll be over immediately. I'll be right back." And he just like steps out of the room through the door he came in, and you hear him bustling around in the other room. So the mayor kind of sits, he looks, and he goes, "So what happened in Long Pike?"
I wasn't there. I was only there for like half of it. I followed this string into this hole, and then there were these bird, horse, hippogriffs, and they looked mean, so then I went into this room and I just kind of stayed there. Until they found me. Now I've been here.
I slowly look at Lamy and I just go, "Care to explain?"
You know what? That's going to be a longer story. What I want to hear, and he kind of thumps his hand on the table a little bit, is how you survived coming through the Elderwood.
We had a cart, you see. We were riding in it. It was quite peaceful at times, not so much at times. It was a cart ride.
I wasn't in the cart.
He didn't fit in the cart. That cart over there.
Those childbearing hips, you know.
By the way, Mari, where is Frank right now?
He's actually in the cart. He's chilling.
He's still in the cart, just kind of on sentry duty. Robby, kind of as you're poking around, you do see there's a humanoid-looking machine in the back of the cart. It is not nearly as complex as you, but it does look to be vaguely sentient, and also kind of looks well built, but a little worn. But he's just kind of hanging out in the cart.
After I noticed that, since I realized that this conversation is all things I don't know or understand, I'm going to walk right over to it, kind of lean into it and go, "Hello, my name is Robby. Who are you?"
So it just kind of like raises up its sword hand and just kind of like leaves it there because he can't actually open his hands, and then he just kind of stares back.
So
robot staring contest.
Robby and Frank are kind of just zoning out at each other.
They're vibing.
So the mayor kind of is like, so you came through the Elderwood like 2 days ago on a cart. Oh, yes. Mike must. I'm sure Mike had something to say as Robby, and he just cut out. That's awkward. The robots are just staring at each other now.
That's fine. Windows had an update.
It's like it's like that scene in Lady and the Tramp, except there's no spaghetti and they're robots.
Exactly.
But so the mayor he's looking, and the piece of paper he was staring at when you first came through is still on his desk. Because it's amazing to me that you guys came through the Elderwood now of all times.
What's now? What's so bad about it?
We've had a few reports come in from both the Bleak Walkers and the Shield Bearers of Saint, and he goes to say a name, but his mouth sort of freezes open and no words come out. And he just carries on his sentence. We've had a few reports that there has been a lot of unusual activity in that part of the wood. And we had a few scouting parties go missing or come back injured. No one has gone through the heart of the Elderwood in at least 6 months and made it out intact.
Who's Saint?
We just ran
name.
really fast. That got us.
I shot a ghost in the eye. That's how we got it.
I threw a fish at a tree, and that seemed to help.
There were trees, and the faces would like appear on the tree, and then go in the tree, and then come out of a different tree. And Maury shot his crossbow and hit the tree in its tree face. And then Lomi took the fish that he was fishing with. He was fishing for a while I was tackling down the tree. And then when I was putting back up the tree, because Lythar was talking about how knocking down the tree was bad because there are these wisps, and he was just kind of fishing the whole time. So then we started to leave, and then he had this fish, right? So now you know where the fish came from. And
Lythar puts his hand up to Ronan, like.
But he needed to know how he got the fish.
Well, okay, so Saint, who? I'm sorry.
I had the fish.
He had the fish, and he threw it at a tree's face, and it hit the tree's face. It was really funny.
And the mayor is just kind of looking like he's trying to follow the entire story. He's like,
The best part is this is how I normally explain things like to real people.
And the mayor is trying to follow this story. And Ergen is just sitting in the chair and he's just got his head in his hands and he's just like it just like his shoulders are shaking and you can't tell if he's laughing or crying. And he's just like he's like I can't understand if you're the smartest or the dumbest group of people I've ever met.
Probably both.
I think we're a good mix with her. She's pretty smart.
Yeah, she is. She can play the conch shell.
You can too.
Yeah, she taught me. Would you like to see?
No, you already had it. You already did that. Thank you. Please don't. I will have you shot, and I really want to enjoy it.
Do I remember who the reports came in from? Like that name that didn't come out. Do I remember that?
Saint Peridot.
So so the Bleak Walkers are a basically kind of a very select group of information gatherers. Their entire job is to go into super dangerous situations and get the intel and come back. The fact that the Bleak Walkers are currently operating like less than 20 miles from your house, from Corumvor, and they're coming back injured is bad. Because the whole pride of the Bleak Walkers is they go into the shittiest situation and they come back untouched. They're called bleaks or ghosts usually because they're like, it doesn't matter what they go into, they'll get what you need and come back. They're the opposite of Bothans. To lose.
Many Bothans died.
I asked the Bothans to get me a cup of coffee, all dead. And so normally the shield bearers of Saint, they usually just get called the shield bearers of the Saint, because the urban legend is that this particular order of knights lost their honor and lost the ability to invoke their saint's name until they regain their honor. So they say the name, but because it has been erased, nothing happens. There is no name, there is no power in it, and it just sounds like it's been edited out.
Okay.
But they are defenders. They normally go on patrols. They're the ones doing the most selfless good in an attempt to redeem the good name of their saint. So those two groups are basically the border patrol of Corumvor, and then the CIA Black Ops of Corumvor. And the two of them have been reporting back that the Elder Wood to the east has been more active in the past couple of months. And it's also surprising that these 5.5 idiots made it through without anybody dying.
Although I do know Ronan, so
yeah, that's one idiot.
Actually, more surprising.
That's 6. That's pretty good math.
That's more surprising, actually.
So the the mayor kind of just looks and he's like, all right, I need to think about this. Thalia, I'd love to get your input. You've been keeping an eye on all the messages and everything. And Ergen, if you don't mind staying, I would love your input.
Of course, sir. And
Ergen just is like, yeah, well, if he ever comes back with my fucking drink, I'd love to stay. Gerard bustles out of the room with a tray of drinks. So he places some unmarked tankard with a lid on it in front of the mayor, and he places a matching tankard in front of Ergen, and he places what drink did you order?
Probably a hot cocoa.
He places a smaller tankard,
The
also with a
most
lid,
wholesome.
sets it down in front of her, gives her, kind of leans in, gives you a wink, and goes, "There's extra whipped cream," and kind of goes around. Then in front of Lythar, he throws a glass of red wine, which is mostly cherries, sitting in like a red wine, and the rest of the space is filled with red wine.
Wait, why? Because I gave him shit for cherries? I didn't want the cherries.
He asked if you wanted
get all the
cherries too,
cherries.
and you
Didn't
said
say no.
yes.
No, I said I wanted what you guys were having, the rosé.
You
With
said
cherries.
red
I said red wine. And
Red
then
wine
you said
isn't
you want,
rosé.
but then you
cherries
said the
wine.
big
Gerard
guy.
has since moved his way around the table.
Lythar's pissed. No.
He has 2 large glasses of what was initially, when he left the kitchens, was probably a rosé, but in time it is separated. So you have a white wine sitting on top of a red wine.
Oh, it's fine.
Except in
I like
Robby's
it that
glass,
way. It's like
it
a
is red wine
popsicle.
sitting on top of a white.
It's like a popsicle.
Somehow. And he's like, I'll just put this here, and he puts it next to Ronan, and he goes, for when your friend comes back from his conversation with the other automaton.
They're just over
on
there
the
being
cart."
all like beep boop zeep zorp beep.
Oh, full on conversation.
And what did you order, Brandon? What did you order?
Root beer float.
Root beer float. And this one he pulls out, like, off of his tray, a beautifully chilled, carved pitcher or like mug, root beer, ice cream, 3 cherries grouped together, and their stems are like tied together in this beautiful knot.
I wonder
I
if he
take
did it
those
with his
cherries
tongue.
and then throw them at Lythar.
I stand up and I go.
Oh. And you move
I
your
just
camera?
look
camera?
at-
Table?
I just, yeah, I slam my fists on the table and I just look at the freaking bartender, dude. I don't even care who he is.
Me too.
I just look at him and I'm like, give me your strongest
Strongest who?
mead.
Oh.
You I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. That was a misunderstanding.
Yes, it
I'm
was.
terribly sorry.
He's
And
a
he goes-
bit grumpy.
And he takes your
You didn't get enough
glass.
cherries.
He takes your glass full of cherries and puts it back on his tray.
I'll take his.
There you go. And he takes the glass and hands it over to you.
I just start picking
He's
out
like,
cherries and
You said
swallowing
mead,
them
yes?
whole.
Strongest mead?
Where's my drink?
Yes.
He's like, all right. So he goes, and he looks at his tray and he goes, and I had Mantis Kiss of the Mantis.
Yeah, that's mine.
And he takes it and he walks over and places it down in front of you and he goes, so let me know if you don't like it. It's been a really long time since I've had to make one of those. And again, I haven't made one with tomatoes before. And Mr. Dragonborn, what did you order again?
Something strong and lots of it.
I'll get you the same thing that the elf has requested. Give me just a moment. And he
I look
Dude,
over
root
at
beer
Mommy
float.
and I wink.
sweeps out. And as he's leaving, he turns over to you, Thrall, and he goes, by the way, drink it fast. That's not glass, that's ice. That's how we keep it cold. So I would drink it quickly. And he like gives a little bow and dips out of the room.
Chug, chug.
And so the mayor goes, as I was saying before the drinks arrived, I wish I could repay you for both this letter, both the letter that you delivered to me, and he holds up the letter from the mayor of Long Pike, and he goes, and also for helping solve a long-standing mystery, and he points over at the cart with Robby and Frank having a slightly more statically. There's more static in this conversation than most. He goes, unfortunately, you also took up that space in my dungeon again with something that's probably more dangerous.
So here's the thing. When they found me, I had little robots living in my feet, and it would open doors when I would get near them. And Core electrocuted me with his hammer and fried them out of me. And now I'm fine. Doors don't magically open for me anymore, which is kind of upsetting, but it's neither here nor there. And he tried to do it to all of us, and he got it out of all of us except himself. And now this has happened. So if you know people with lightning, or could send a letter to people who know how to lightning stuff, maybe we could electrocute him and make him better.
Did you say it would open doors for you?
Yes, it was very cool.
So, upon hearing you say that, I stop my conversation with the automaton and walk over to the nearest door and just stand in front of it, staring at it.
As he finishes his thought of cleansing with lightning, and the mayor's like, okay, that part makes sense, unlike the rest of your story.
I thought I told it pretty well, and I just kind of pick up my
is he telling the truth, or is he making things up?
This is the truth.
I don't make up anything, sir.
Alrighty then. So,
the sassy finger.
The giant sassy Goliath finger. So let me reach out to a few friends of mine and see if they know anybody who can help with this particular problem, especially knowing that electricity has worked before. Although it looked like Robby was attempting to do something similar down there, and it didn't seem to work.
We want more of like a continuous zap instead of like a boosh. We want to like cook it out of him, not just like blow a hole through his chest. Does that make sense?
While he's saying that, I want to go check that door we just locked him behind.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, I think they were special, like, automaton doors. I don't really know, though. I'm dumb.
So Thalia, you just kind of like, excuse me for a moment, and go and open up. You have the brick combination. You pop it open and you go down, and it's a bit of a ways down. So we'll cut back to you in a second.
Okay.
Oh no.
So the mayor's like, I have a few friends on this council where conveniently you're all now sitting. They may know a few helpful people. We may be able to work on something. We also have access to the entire collective intelligence at Scholars Walk.
Was that where the library is? The library.
We have the Brotherhood of Books, the single greatest library system in the world.
Pronounced library.
And the mayor kind of goes, I could have sworn there was another R in there. Anyway, we have the single.
Is it library?
We have access to the most books of any. We have access to more books than we could possibly look through. I will make it my effort. I will do everything in my power to find a cure for your friend.
Thank you.
Or if not, find a way to sedate him until we can find a cure for him. And if there is anything I can do to assist you, either if it's money, if it's materials, if it is other goods.
We were actually about to just go shopping, but
How about both of those things, good Sir Mayor?
And he picks up another bell. This is the bell that summoned Gerard was gold. This one is brass. And he rings a little brass bell. And the doors open. And several servants come through, probably about a dozen. And they all stand 2 behind each of your chairs. And then he goes, any of them, if you ask of them, they can lead you somewhere or get you what you need as my thanks.
I like you.
And Thalia, as you come down the last set of stairs, you're following this greenish blue streak that Ergo left on the walls. And you come to the door, and the door is still sealed. But something's... What's your passive perception? Your passive perception is 14. Something feels different.
Can I investigate further?
Yes. So give me...
Have you tried playing the conch shell at it?
Give me an investigation check.
15.
15. The door is untampered, but you are noticing as you stand near the door, your hair is moving. Your hair is pulling towards the door a little. Like it's like there's a breeze pulling towards the door.
Uh-oh.
How far away am I from the main group?
You're about down like 60 to 70 feet of stairs.
I cast message to Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say, okay, we may have a problem. Something's off with the door.
So message, you have to be able to see them. You could do sending, which goes...
I think...
Sending is unlimited range.
I was looking at a message. It says you can cast a spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it beyond the barrier.
It helps if I read the entire spell.
I was trying to figure out which one I needed to use.
Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood block the spell.
Oh.
That's why you read the entire spell text.
Right.
It'll work. No, it won't. It'll work. No, it won't.
I will use sending then.
So what was your message again?
I have 25 words. Okay.
Thing bad door. Help.
Possible problem with door. Don't let Mayor downstairs. Maybe need backup.
So Ronan, you hear Thalia's voice as if she was standing next to you, kind of whispering into your ear. You hear this message.
We might have an issue. Thalia just whispered to me. A little bit creepy, but she said that there could be a problem with the door, not to let the mayor downstairs, and she might need backup. So you, my little friend, can you go find me either a big sword or a big axe?
Upon hearing that there's a problem with the door, hand shoots out again, sword rematerializes. That takes 6 seconds.
I just imagine everybody staring at you for 6 seconds.
So the 2 serving folk behind Ronan just go, oh, he means us? Oh shit. Axe or sword, sir? No, get him the sword. No, we're getting him an axe. He asked for an axe first. No, he said sword.
Whichever is the quickest at this point.
Right. Yes, sir. We'll be right with you. And the 2 of them turn and book it out of the hall.
The biggest one that you can find.
And so the 2 of them are like, no, the great axe of, the great axe of so no, that great axe is bigger than this great sword. No, you don't like. And they just like leave the room arguing about what weapon to get you.
Excellent. Can I turn around and speak to mine?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at them and very hurried and say, I need heavy armor, lots of it, as much as you have. Thank you.
That's a lot.
And one of them just goes, 1 set, sir, and the other one goes, you heard him. Get all the heavy armor.
One big set and the best set that you have.
Would anyone else like to send their runners for something?
Can mine still hear me?
No, they have left.
Oh, okay.
I still never got.
Lami, ask for a chain to pull my axe back. Big
They're
chain.
Running.
You can hear yours. Yell at yours.
I still never got my mead, but it's fine.
Gerard's working on it. Lami also didn't get his mead. You don't hear him bitching about it.
I look at the mayor and I'm just like, you need to get a bartender.
Lythar, ask your people for a big chain that pulls things back.
You heard the big man. Find some big chain.
Big chain.
Do you know what that is?
Long chain.
Is boat chain too much? I don't like.
It's a magical chain.
I just point at Ronan like.
Oh, and they just kind of like look helplessly at each other. Like, oh, okay, and they run out of the room.
I'm hoping that they find me a chain of returning. Is what I'm going for here.
Thrall or Mari, do you guys have a?
Blunderbuss.
Dude, I could go for a nice gun. That's true.
They're like, gun. Okay. Would you like a long gun or something a little more up close and personal, sir?
Both. Let's go with up close and personal. That's fine.
Excellent. Well, and the one's like, well, we have some bad news, and then there goes, no, not the bad news. We're gonna go get something else. And he's like, man, I don't want to go to the range. I hate going to. You shut up and get it. Let's go. And so they take off down the hall. Thrall,
Adam, come back. No.
Thrall, the two of yours are kind of standing behind your chair, waiting because they're seeing all of their co-servants being sent off on horrific adventures to go find impossible things, and the two are standing and they're like, what's he gonna ask for? What's he gonna want?
Does
he want? Wait.
Brandon, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What?
So Brandon, there's two servants standing behind your chair. Everyone else's servants have been sent off on horrific like tasks to go get like magical weapons or heavy or plate armor or guns or whatever. And so these two servants are kind of standing behind your chair waiting for you to tell them to go get something, because they're hoping that either A, it's something super simple, or B, it's not something that like they're hoping for something perfectly in the middle that's not super easy or not impossible. And they're like, what's he gonna ask for? What's he gonna ask for?
I could use another root beer float.
Is there something wrong with this one, or do you want something do you want it a little harder?
More cherries.
More cherries? And the one turns to him and goes, you heard him? Go get the fucking cherries. And he's like, okay.
Lythar needs some cherries.
I'll get some cherries for the elf. And they all run out. And the mayor is standing.
If you weren't being strict by what we say, I would say something, but I don't want this to actually happen.
And the mayor looks over at Thrall and he goes, "You're lucky cherries are in season. This would be a very expensive evening if they weren't in season. So I'm not to go downstairs." And Urgan just goes, "Yep, nope. I'll keep you here. Hey, have you heard of a little game called Pairs?"
That sounds like a rousing game.
The mayor's like, "No, I haven't. What's Pairs?" And Urgan's like, "I'll teach you Pairs. while they're off figuring out what's about to happen.
Can you bet on pairs?
You can actually. It's a wonderful betting game.
I like it already.
Downstairs, Thalia, are you going to keep checking out the door, or what's your?
I'm gonna keep checking out the door.
Okay. Make a. Give me another. This time, give me a perception check with advantage.
Not good. That's 2. And that's a 3, so
it's a door.
7.
So as you're kind of feeling around the door and you're kind of figuring out and you're kind of running your fingers, you feel around the edge of the door and you kind of run your hands over a spot and you feel the air rushing past your finger into the room, which is where that breeze was coming from. And as you kind of feel your way around, you're finding multiple holes in the room, or in the seal around the room.
Uh-oh.
So there is air getting through, and it feels like something's still like, you're like, okay, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference if there's air or not in that room. But it seems like there's more air going into that room than there should be, given just like the amount of time and how much air is kind of running through this. Something isn't quite right with all of this. And it's just about 11:30, so we can, if we want to, we can pause there.
I think we should
figure
pause.
out what gear your folks are coming back with.
I would love that.
While y'all
we should have asked them for bags of holding.
I didn't ask for anything because I already have the returning arrow enchantment, and I kind of figured there wasn't anything crazy I would get anyway. But now I'm kind of regretting that.
You'll have time. You'll have opportunities. Oh, Mike, I forgot to ask. You also had 2 servants. They were just kind of following you while you were standing and talking to Frank. Did you want to send them for something?
Oh, no. I have no understanding of material need currently, as I just woke up from a 2.5-year nap.
What's a good nap?
I've had those.
Basically, while they were sending off servants, I guess that would be my time of summoning the sword. As soon as that was summoned, I would have started moving towards that door.
Okay. So
without talking to...
if we want to end with you and Thalia standing before that door, we can have. I think that's a nice little bookend of the 2 of you standing.
I'm going
at the
to
door.
ask one of Robby's people to go find a bag of holding.
Wow.
They can come back with it. They don't have to figure that ask.
The servant next to him is like, "Shall I find the portable hole to go with it, sir, or is that no longer the fashion of the time?"
Yes. I don't know what that is, but I want it.
"I will attempt to find you the portable hole, sir." And this is the least enthused servant of the bunch. He's much older, and he's seen his time around the castle, and at this point he's got tenure, so he doesn't give a shit.
Does he look a little like a goblin?
He's got like kind of batty ears and like a big, like his nose is bigger than it should be.
Dobby.
He's not Dobby. He's more like creature than anything else. He's just like, "Yes, I'm sure that's a good idea, sir." Like,
get yourself some new socks while you're out.
Perfectly polite, unbearably condescending, and he's just like, "Yes, sir. I'll be right there with it." He's a mix of creature and Marvin from fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like, he just is unenthused about everything and hates
Fantastic
the world.
Movie.
I want to.
What did you say? Fantastic movie?
Yep.
Go read the book. The book's so much better.
Oh no, I'm just saying the movie.
I can't read.
I don't know if it's because I came in late after work, but I've been confused this entire fucking session of pretty much what's going on.
We took Core into the castle, and then we were like, hi, and then you were there.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we were in this little doorway, and now we're at this table. Where's the door compared to us?
Like, it's through the little brick wall, and then down a little passage.
There's a secret stairwell behind or next to one of the paintings that y'all went down to this secret, to the 4-plate door. You open the 4-plate door. That's where you met Robby.
Okay. It makes sense that Lythar was grumpy for this session, because in real life, I am grumpy right now.
Stop being grumpy.
Bitch, someone stole my phone!
Hang on, are we all doing this for...
Alright, I can't help it. It doesn't go lower. I'm in a comfortable, relaxed... I hate all of you!
Chris.
Fine. I'll sit on my chair just like this. Is this better? I'm gonna hurt my knees for you.
It appears things have escalated. Cool.
This is why you see me doing that like throughout the session.
Yep,
I did.
Okay.
Thumbnail for this episode.
Josh went further. Josh went further.
I can't make it go lower. Well, now I can. Oh, see, it goes right back up.
So
no, it's a lot better right now.
So
yeah, I'm sitting on my legs. I'm like crouched in my computer chair.
Sit normally, real quick.
It's because of my chair.
Maybe you just have to like back up a little bit.
I have so many questions.
I'm so far away.
So yeah, real quick, Robby, do you want to make any checks while you're at the door?
I guess. Yeah, would you let me throw an investigation on that, I guess?
Sure, fire away. 10. Yeah, the you feel like your hands plug up one of the holes, and based on like the pressure, there's a lot of air flowing into this room. It feels like you get the same kind of vibe that Thalia had, where the room is getting more air than it should for a room that size. And as you're standing in front of this door, you see that command line across your vision, and it just says eliminate, period. Flashes a couple of times and then disappears. And that's where we will actually end the session.
Hey!
So people who need to go to bed
has
can go
to
to
edit
bed.
out everything that just happened before that.
I'll leave it there. It'll be fine.
It's good. It's good. It's a good bit.
Who's not evil. This is a lot.
What characters are morally ambiguous and don't exist in a good or bad spectrum? My God, it's like real life.
It's true.
Quick, someone start an investigation that may or may not be necessary.
Nope. I'm gonna let it pan out.
I investigate how alcoholic Lami's alcohol is.
So
I never got it.
We're